Hello and welcome back to Shanti Fine Arts. Today we are going to do oil pastel, and since yesterday we had the first hint of snow around here for the season, we are going to do a snowy owl. And just to remind you, I have new tutorials posted every Wednesday and Friday in the evening EST hours, so consider subscribing and do not forget to like, comment and share.
I'm starting off this painting by blocking the background with multiple shades of yellow, cream, blue, purple and so on and so forth. And I'm just basically blocking in very roughly because I'm going to do it in multiple layers, and one layer will blend into the other and none of the colors will eventually be discernible. It will be a very hazy background. Typically I save my highlights or the very light like white highlights that I'm putting here for the very end, but in this case I needed to judge my values, so I put a little bit of the highlights first, and then I am blocking in the area around the face and head and eyes with different colors. I am very closely following my reference photo in this area, and I'm putting one color layer on top of other color layers. Most of the time I'm working from dark to light, but depending on the colors that I'm seeing in the reference photo or my eye is seeing in the reference photo, I am adjusting between working from dark to light and light to dark. And as you can see that since the painting is really small, to get the very fine details like the highlight of the eyes, the beak areas, or the very small feathers, it is kind of difficult. So if you are new with oil pastels and if you're having very hard time getting those details, you can instead try a solvent like paint thinner and a fine brush and use the paint in that way. That could be much more easier. Or some people even use oil-based colored pencils for the very fine detail areas. Whatever works. The final important thing is to create a piece of art that looks good, and an art that would at least last for some time, and if not completely archival and light fast, it should not be completely degradable in a couple of days. So keep that in mind and use whatever you need to use, whatever tools, whatever medium you need to use to make your painting work. Now you can see that I'm continuously working on several layers of paint over here. Even where I am putting the snow areas, I'm not just putting in white color. I am first developing some ground colors, some background colors, and then I'm putting white on top of it. Because when you paint white in any kind of medium, white is never completely white. It actually reflects a lot of the light around it, surrounding it. So very rarely is an area completely white apart from the highlight areas. So be careful about that. Whatever you're painting, even if that is white in color, it definitely not going to be the same shade of white all over it. Like you can see in that clump of white snow on the piece of wood, you can see that I have put some grays and blues and tried to create some shadow areas. Again, I'm working on the background here and adding some darker colors. The background here is supposed to be very dark and kind of hazy, and you can see that I started this painting with already a toned background, which I toned with burnt sienna acrylic paint. I do that often when I'm working on canvas paper surface because that gives me a very nice toned surface to begin with, and a toned surface helps you to judge your values much better. So give that a try. I think it works a lot of time very well for me. It should work very well for you too. And if you have any additional questions regarding any of my techniques or anything that I'm doing here, please let me know in the comments. That is the best way to keep learning more and more. And I always love to answer questions regarding art and have communications with my friends online. That is a very fun thing to do. At this point of the painting, I'm just adjusting the lights and darks at different areas of the painting. And finally, this is the point where I am starting to add the little snowflakes, which is nothing but random specks of white. And a lot of times I am just not adding white. I'm adding little specks and then blending them off with my hand to kind of phase it out. That way some of the snowflakes are like really far behind and really hazy, and some of them are close to you and they are much more prominent. And make sure that your snowflakes are all of different sizes, different prominency, and in different directions, because snow is not like rain that they all fall in the same direction. They are more fluffy, so they go in every different direction. And that is it all about the painting. I hope you enjoyed the painting as much as I enjoyed doing it. Thank you for watching.